Hi there gamers, welcome to an MGLMix video. On the week the MGLMix podcast has released. Yes, that's right, the MGLMix podcast is here and it features not only the editors and gamers of mygameslounge.com, it also features the lead game designer for Dying Light. So we've got some exclusive comments from questions we've asked him live through Skype. So you can hear his voice on the MGLMix podcast of part of the show. We discuss Dying Light, we discuss the points made in the interview. It's a really cool show, so make sure you check that out on mygameslounge.com/MGLMix. So I hope you enjoyed that. The podcast is going to continue. There's a second part to this on Friday the 20th of February. So if you're watching this on day of launch, which is Thursday the 19th, you've only got to wait till tomorrow and you can check out the first part. So with that being said, the podcast is going to be a regular feature on mygameslounge.com. The podcast will be coming to you every month on or around the 20th, and on big months where there's a lot of big releases, we'll certainly be releasing it more often. So make sure you keep an eye on mygameslounge.com/MGLMix for all the updates on videos like these and the MGLMix podcast. Now, also on mygameslounge.com today is the official review of Evolve. Now we've been taking our time with it and making sure that we did it right. We've been keeping an Evolve diary which you can read on mygameslounge.com/Evolve. That covers our playthroughs and how we've been enjoying it as we've been going. But overall we've given it a 9 as a score for people that take stock in scores. But the main thing that we wanted to raise was just the sheer quality of the experience. My concerns were over things like how long could you play it for, how much enjoyment could you get out of it, and depth of experience. Now the fact that it takes you so long to unlock different characters have different skill sets. In particular on the hunter's side, you've got different classes within classes, if you like, with the different types of characters. We really enjoyed that, and we liked the challenge of leveling up different character sets on the hunter's side. On the monsters, there is a case of a very strong power issue at the moment with the Wraith. Although it is quite vulnerable if it gets attacked, it's such a powerful beast of a monster, if you like, that once you get to level 3 with it, I mean, when you get to level 3 with many of the monsters, it's very difficult to beat them. But the Wraith is particularly strong at taking out an entire pack of hunters, particularly people who don't work together. But the overall experience playing as both monster and hunter is outstanding. The game looks brilliant, it plays brilliant. The only other critique we could say would be that perhaps there could be more of a destructive feel to it when you are the monster. You could maybe feel like you're a bit more powerful than you actually are. When you obliterate a team of hunters, it's maybe not as satisfying as it could be. But these are niggly little things. The game as an experience, as a creation, is excellent. We have thoroughly enjoyed playing Evolve, and we're looking forward to playing more of it as we carry on. It's one of those that is going to last the test of time. So it's a 9 from us, and it's a very good experience, one that you should consider getting if that's your kind of game. On Friday sees the launch of the Order 1886. The Order 1886 is coming for a little bit of criticism this week without anyone actually really commenting on anything because of the embargo rules on the review. Now the game is supposedly able to be completed in less than 6 hours. Now this was done by a person on YouTube who did a speed run. Now the issue with this being, this is a speed run. The person hasn't taken the time to actually explore, find the different things in there. There seems to be collectibles and other things to do and really take in and absorb the story. So maybe that's not a reflection of the average person's playthrough. Ready at Dawn have commented on this a few times. They were a bit defensive first time, which maybe you could understand. A week before the game was releasing, they might have felt a little bit attacked by it. Who knows? But they've since come out and said that the average gameplay is somewhere between 8 and 10 hours, and it is designed to be a film style experience rather than an open world. Get out there and just play around. My personal opinion, perhaps people have just got a little bit too used to the fact that every big game over the last 6 months seems to have been some form of open world game where you can go off and do what you want all the time. If you think about it, there's not actually that many linear story based games being out recently, so it is a change of pace to the trend. Now, I go back to games like Uncharted, I go back to games like God of War, all games that can be completed in around 8 to 10 hours on your first go, and if you speed rush them, even less than 5 hours. So the Order 1886 is in a similar bracket as those games, and those games are considered classics in PlayStation terms. I mean, if you go back to things like Halo as well, you can really get through those types of games even on Xbox. So I'm not overly worried if that experience is extremely high quality. Now, graphically, I don't think there's going to be any argument that it's extremely high quality. You can see it in every hair in those perfectly created mustaches, that the quality is there. So I'm open-minded still. We'll be getting the game. Unfortunately, Sony aren't, shall I say, we aren't quite big enough for Sony yet, but you can help by sharing things like the MGLMix podcast, this video, and all the articles you see on mygameslounge.com on your social media account. But yes, we can't get them off Sony in advance as yet, but we are getting a copy of the game on Friday as launch happens, so we'll be commenting on it, we'll be putting some videos up on it, we'll also be putting some details on reviews on other sites today. So on Thursday you should be able to see some a summation of the different review points on mygameslounge.com to save you trawling around all the other places. We'll put some summaries up for you to make life easy. Yes, we'll have some video footage from the game and our game playthrough on Friday, Saturday and Sunday, with the full review going out on Monday. So dedicating the entire weekend to the Order 1886 and getting the review done for you, so you can just get that final judgment on the game if you are hanging back just to see how good it is. I've got high hopes for it, so let's hope it is a good experience. We're also going to start our build up to a couple of things. One, EGX Rezzed. That is an event that's taking place in London, and it's an expo of all the cool indie games. Now, we love indie games on mygameslounge.com, so keep an eye on all our coverage for there. We're all going down, there's about 4 of us going. We'll be trying out all the different indie games there. We'll be talking to the guys, making some connections, and also doing some interviews for both videos and for the MGLMix podcast. So there'll be loads and loads of coverage from there. We'll also be doing a specific podcast on the games that we've played and be discussing them there, along with other things as well. The second one, we're going to be looking forward to Bloodborne, another massive game coming out next month. It's coming out in March, and we're really looking forward to this one. We've just seen a really cool trailer come out with some of the music and the way that's created, but also there's been some information coming out recently more on the procedurally generated nature of the dungeons within the game. So for people who aren't aware, procedurally generated means that it's not a set layout or enemy structure within dungeons. It means that the dungeons are based on a set of rules. So when you go into the dungeon, things won't be in the same place, enemies won't be the same, they won't come at you in the same way. You can't literally memorize what happens where and when like you can do with old school games, which is how it was. This is more a rules based system, so that sounds interesting to me. I want to play that. I mean, it's a scary looking game as it is, so that's going to make it even more scary to add that layer of unpredictability. So looking forward to Bloodborne. We'll be covering that on mygameslounge.com/Bloodborne, and you can check that out as part of our big games of 2015 going forward. I hope you guys are coming on mygameslounge.com, checking out the MGLMix podcast and getting involved with us. We really want you to get in touch, get communicating, get on our Twitter. It's twitter.com/mygameslounge, facebook.com/mygameslounge, youtube.com, as you should be seeing this video is on YouTube, youtube.com/mygameslounge, and of course get onto mygameslounge.com/register. Join the gamers, get commenting on articles, get involved, and if you want to start writing, making videos, getting involved with a podcast and come on as a guest, all you have to do is register with us, join the gamers. We'll be more than happy to get you involved in any way you want to. Alright guys, this is Respawn Moscow signing off. I hope you have a really good time this week with all the cool games that are out and coming out, and we'll be speaking to you guys soon.